44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine in, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I did it, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got right for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They said you been in beast mode lately, you is not self. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dog. So I brought these chimney streets. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Oh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got right for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. UPK top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that Ecoline van to a damn tank. I got choppers stashed in that attic like they had Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See, I'm throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in. I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show the skills, how I show the skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a made, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. Say they want my life, I ain't worried, I got right for real.
I got you. Let it vibe real quick. Look.
The city eyes, it's time to vote God. My God, a real nigga, cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fans taste sweet, told to make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java, come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad, telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Poke a stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no tangent. Try to warn them niggas we bear arms like tarantula. Them other niggas rap, I make anthems. I really see prophets under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I wanted black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that sunk dirt in the handle. Look, I move like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit ancient, but I got a new semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not what you think. I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. ride around with Yara down. Just left the State Bridge, looking for a bitch better than Baby's kid. Remember I dropped Quiet Storm, I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Yabashim Yashar Brakatah to the brothers. Yashimar Thambashim Yashar to the sisters. I'm Priest Officer Parak holding down the Sabbath service for the ISUPK out of Arizona. If you're watching online, you can see at the very bottom of the screen, we have our class location. We're located off of 28th Drive and Cactus, 12416 North 28th Drive. And we're in suite number 4. All right. We got classes every Tuesday through Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. And every Saturday, we hold our Sabbath services from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. All right. So today, what we're going to be getting into will be in the book of Micah. All right. And we'll be talking about idolatry. All right. We understand that living in America can cause, a lot of temptation for you to fall into idolatry because America was built off of idolatry and consistently celebrates idolatry day in and day out. You understand? So we're going to teach you today how to fight off that urge to commit idolatry. We just had what's that day called? Mother's Day. Mother's Day is a day of idolatry. Its inception is of Greek and Roman customs. You understand? We can actually get into that a little bit today as well. It's about Greek gods. You understand? But America would have you believe that it's a day that you can reverence your mother, when in all reality, America is cunningly, bringing you into idolatry. You understand? So it's important to understand these things. That's why you have to, this class is going to be important in understanding how to fight off the urge to commit idolatry. And it can happen in more than one way. I've taught classes on idolatry before, and anybody that's been in those classes understands that idolatry is not just you worshiping. It's not just me picking up this, this golden lion and worshiping it. You can, your husband can be your idol. You understand? Celebrities can be your idol. You even heard that before, right? A lot of people will say, "Oh, that's my idol," because you want to be just like them. You reverence them like a god. Anything that you put before the Most High, that can be an idol. You understand? Weed can be an idol. If you like to smoke weed, alcohol can be an idol. If you love to drink more than the service of the Lord, then you have an idol, and that idol is that alcohol or that weed or whatever it is that's stopping you from serving the Most High. All right. And we have to understand that because it's very easy with American culture and American society to bring you into idolatry. You understand? So we'll be slugging. I think I said we're going to be in the book of Micah. We're going to be in the book of Isaiah. Forgive me. The book of Isaiah. We'll touch on also the wisdom of Solomon. And really, we're just going to understand this thing. And, I don't want to give too much away before we get started, but Isaiah, of course, lived at a time where idolatry was heavy. You understand? Because of the other nations, because of the captivities that we were in. You understand? Well, this specific captivity is so much more cunning. Like America is extremely cunning in getting us to worship idols. You have your Christmas, your Valentine's Day, your New Year's, your Thanksgiving, all of these things, your Mother's Day, Father's Day, all of these things are idols, right? And so we have to understand that. If you don't understand that, you'll fall into the trap that America has been putting down for blacks and Hispanics for hundreds of years. You understand? So with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with the prayers. Give me 1 second. Got to send this off real quick. Forgive me. All right. All right, we're good. Yeah, just when I start reading. We're about to do the prayers though, so what? All right, Imagine, which means to stand. Panyagodam, which means to turn and face the east. We're gonna begin with the prayers. Beginning with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Thaba'a, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lakam, Kal Yawam, Wasalaklanawa, Kalwathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kalwathinawa, Wala'a, Tabayanawa, Manasai 1, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Raikaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wathaparath, Laiwalamium, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. We're going to read the Akat, or the power, in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babu Kushai, Nathanawa Hakat, Hakat Larpa'ah, Kal Maka'ala, Wakal Matawa, Hakat Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakat, Lakwayam, Hamathium, Hakat, Arakawad, Atama'ala, Lagar Sham, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the one Aman. All right, we're going to read that in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. All right, we're going to read Psalms 121st chapter in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahaharyam, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shalmar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Waba, Wa'aka, Ma'aitha, Wa'id, Awalam. Arizona.
And just mention to them that it may not be expedient to put chocolates in there right now. It's hot. Just mention it if they don't, just mention it.
All right, we're going to read that in English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'ala shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. We're going to read Psalms, the 83rd chapter in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Aldamayalaka, Alta Karash, Wa Alta Shakwat, Al Kayahana, Awa Yabyaka, Yahamaya 1, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'itazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakaki Dam, Magalia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawa Aitazawa, Laba, Yakhadwa, Alyaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahaya, Arawam, Wayashamai Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wagaryam, Gabal, Waima 1, Waima Lak, Palashath, I'm Yeshabya, Tazawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadyan, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabyan, Banakal, Kwayash 1, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Sayathamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Ka'irab, Wakaza Abba, Wakazabak, Wakatazal, Mana'ai, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Mayarashah, Lanawa, Ath, Nawath, Alahayam, Alahaya, Sayathamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Thaba'ira, Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Hayam, Khan, Tharadapma, Masa'iraka, Wabasa, Wapathka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ayai, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kayatha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, I'll call Ha'aratazah. All right, we're going to read Psalms, the 83rd chapter in English. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace. And be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. The name of Yasha'Allah may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarim, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished and endured. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeel. Yea, all their princes as Abba, and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. And men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the most high over all the earth. We're going to read the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Ma'aka Allah. Wa Allahayim. Wa Tazab Ya'ah. Allah Wab Yahana. Ha'alawapyam, Hasaranyam, Hakwatazayanyam, Hakayayayam, Wa'agwathyam, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wa'araman. In the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. All right, so while you're shopping, you can turn and be seated. We're going to read out of Isaiah, read the 40th chapter. Read out of Isaiah, the 40th chapter. Let me just confirm, I believe. Let me check my notes. All right. Yes, the 40th chapter we're going to read, beginning with verse 18. Right? And we're going to read that in the Hebrew first, 7 verses. So from verse 18 through verse 24. Yeah, no, Isaiah 40, verse 8, beginning with verse 18. Like it wa all my Yah, Thadama, Yawan, Al, Wama, the Mawath, the Iraka, Lawa, verse 19, Hapasal, Nasak, Karash, Watazarap, Bazahab, Uruquai, Nawa, Warith Thak, not Slaki, Warith Aquawath, Kasap, Tazawar, Slaki, Tazawar Pa, verse 20, Hamad, Slaki, Hamasakan, Tharawa, Tharamawa, Tazal, La'a, Yaraquab, Yabakar, Karash, Kakam, Yabakwash, Lawa, Laha Kayan, Pasal, La'a, Yamawat, verse 21, Halawa, Thadaiwa, Halawa, Thashamaiwa, Halawa, Hagad, Mara'ash, Lakam, Halawa, Habayanat, Habayan, Thumb, Mawasad Wath, Ha'aratazah, verse 22, Hayashub, Al, Kawab, Ha'aratazah, Wayashabya, Kabayum, Hanawata, Kadak, Shamayum, Wayamathakma, Kahala, Kahal, Lashabath, verse 23. Verse 23, Hanawathan, Rosa Nayum, La'ayan, Shapatya, Arataza, Kathawa, Aisha, verse 24, Apa, Bal, Lataiwa, Apa, Bal, Zaraiwa, Apa, Bal, Sharash, Ba Arataza, Gawa'im, Wagum, Nashap, Baham, Wayabashwa, Wasa Ira, Bakwash, Thasha. All right. I need a reader. Bible Kasha. I need a reader. One of y'all. Razan, I'm gonna pull you. Bible Kasha. All right. So that was 7 verses in the Hebrew. We're gonna read those same 7 verses in the English. Isaiah the 40th chapter. We're starting at verse 18.
This is book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
To whom will ye liken God?
So this is the first question that, we got to answer this question. Of course, today's class is about idolatry. To whom then will ye liken God? Like, who are you going to make equal to God? This is, of course, a rhetorical question that Isaiah is asking. There is nobody that you can liken to God. You understand? There's nobody that's equal to God. You can't think about what the Most High has created. You understand? There is no explanation for it besides the Most High is the highest power in the entire existence of anything. You understand? There's nobody that you can liken God to. That's why this question is being asked, because it is a rhetorical question. Rhetorical means it's a question that doesn't need an answer. You should already know the answer. There's nobody that you can liken God to. You understand? Let's keep going.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Or what likeness will you compare him unto?
And who can you compare God to? Think about it. Like, who could you compare the Most High God to? There's no deity. There's no, all these Greek gods. Of course, y'all that celebrated Mother's Day, you are celebrating the Greek god Xena or goddess Xena. You understand? We'll get into that a little bit later. There's nobody that you could compare the Most High to. You understand? Keep going.
God. Verse 19. The workman melteth a graven image.
Now we're going to talk about this idolatry. The workman melteth a graven image. A graven image, think about if, let's say, okay, I always use this as an example for idolatry, right? This is not an idol, you understand? Unless we begin to worship it. Idols in times past, of course, they were anything, right? But let's just use this as an example. The workman does what?
Melteth a graven image.
So a workman melteth a graven image. You can melt brass down or any element down to be any shape that you would like it to be. And this can become something that you worship, just like anything else, just like your husband or your wife, just like marijuana, anything. But I wanted to put that picture in your head so that way you can understand, especially at this time, that they were, think about your Jesus pieces. All right. Your Jesus piece, it's not like this shield of David. Your Jesus piece is a cross that is a symbol of a Roman execution. A Roman execution. You understand? And you wear that cross and you worship it, especially our Northern Kingdom brothers that like to, wear those, what are they called? Rosaries. And they bless the rose, they kiss it and they do the Father, Son, Holy Ghost. You're worshiping that thing. Well, think about an idol like that. You understand? That's what this specific context is talking about, right? Keep going.
Okay. And the goldsmith spread it over with gold.
And the goldsmith, okay, he spread it over with gold. So now this is a gold-plated, object, right? Keep going.
And casteth silver chains.
Verse
20. He that is so impoverished that he hath no oblation chooses a tree that will not rot. He seeketh unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image.
So now he sees somebody that ain't got no goddamn money. He will still go and he will find a tree and he will go take it to a workman and have him carve something out of it that he can worship as a god, which, in essence means that you're creating your own god, which is what you do when you go to the store and you buy one of them wooden crosses. You understand? But I want you to go into the Apocrypha. You got a Apocrypha? There's one right here for you. Okay, you use that one. All right. Let's go into the Wisdom of Solomon. I always go here when we talk about idolatry. This is the Wisdom of Solomon gives the 100% best description of what an idol is and how an idol is formed. All right. There's a reason why that man is so poor that he doesn't even have any oblation, doesn't have anything to offer. There's a reason why he's so poor and still willing to go and pay a workman to craft an idol for him. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to show y'all what that reason is. So we're going to go into Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, and let's start at verse 1. Mm-hmm.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon in Apocrypha, chapter 14, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Again, one preparing himself to sail
Mm-hmm.
and pass through the raging waves, calleth upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carrieth him.
So now, one that's preparing to sail. I love breaking this one, but it's the stupidity of Christianity, Catholicism, Islam. It's the stupidity in idol worship. Okay, one that's preparing himself to sail, meaning imagine a man that's getting on a boat. All right, he's getting on a boat and he knows that there's going to be raging waves. That's what the scripture just said, right? He's about to pass through raging waves, meaning these waves could destroy this man's boat and kill him. You understand? This man might drown out at sea. You understand? And as he's preparing himself to sail, instead of calling on the Most High Power, he calls upon a piece of wood. A piece of wood that is what?
That is, piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carrieth him.
The piece of wood that he's calling on is more rotten than the vessel that's carrying him. Meaning, that boat, it's a sturdy boat, you know, something that might be able to, you know, stand the way. He calls on some rotten idol, some idol that can do nothing for him. Imagine if I just pick up this die right here and pray to it because I'm about to go out to sea. This die is more rotten than any vessel that could carry me. Why? Because I've turned it into an idol now. You understand? And that idol is going to get you killed. It's not going to save you from being killed. It's going to get you killed. And that's why the scripture is so important. When you begin to focus on things other than the Most High, more than the Most High, that's going to get you killed. It could be the most beautiful monument. This isn't to say that it could have been a beautifully crafted idol, meaning it's something that was just sculpted perfectly. It's not actually rotten, but the spirit is rotten. Why? Because you're calling on it instead of God. That thing's going to get you killed. You understand? Verse 2.
Okay. Verse 2. For verily, desire of gain divides that, and the workman built it by his skill.
Right. This isn't something that's of God. This is something that some workman created. You understand? You're worshiping just like when you go back into, the Exodus, right? When Aaron cried, everybody was crying to Aaron because he was second in command, and they told him, build us an idol, build us a golden calf. And Aaron said, you know what? No sweat. Give me all your gold earrings, all your bracelets, your rings, and I'll create a god out of that. They created a god out of that. They created an idol out of that, and they worshipped it. You created it. You think the thing that you created is the creator? You think the thing that you made is something that can help you? You understand? You're worshiping what you created. You have to, what we have to do is we have to worship the thing that created us, which is the Most High, the being that created us. He's the one that has the power, because you have power over that idol. Say I fashion this thing. Maybe I'm an excellent worksmith and I fashion this thing. This is a good piece of, I like it. Looks really good. But I created it. What can this thing do for me? You understand? And that's what the scriptures is trying to convey. You understand? You built this thing. Verse 3.
Verse 3. But thy providence, O Father, governeth it. Right.
Thy providence, O Father, governeth me. You wouldn't even have the hands to build these things if the Most High didn't give them to you. You understand? You wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for the Most High. So the Most High governs all of these things, right? Keep going.
For thou hast made a way in the sea, in a safe place, in a safe path in the waves.
So now the Lord has created a safe path in those waves. Remember, we was talking about somebody that's on a ship, and he's praying to this rotten piece of wood because it's his idol. But what he should be praying to is the Most High, because the Most High can create a path that is, he can create a steady path for you through those waves. It'll be to the left and to the right of you, raging waves, but the Most High will allow you to go right through that. And that's the God that we should be praying to. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 4. Showing that thou canst save from all danger.
Right. The Lord can save from danger. The Lord is the one that can save you from danger. I've been in some jammed up situations. All of us, especially brothers and sisters in the school, been terrible situations. And we call out to the Most High God and we get out of those things. You understand? Like we have pulled brothers out of the police car and told the police, no, you're not taking this brother. A policeman is supposed to shoot you lawfully. You understand? According to American law. According to America's justice. But they can't harm us. They can't touch us. You understand? Like the Lord is, he can protect us. But imagine if I would have kissed the goddamn rosary before I did that. I'm not saying I did it. I'm saying, you understand, just in context, right? Imagine if I'd have just prayed to some rosary. The Lord wouldn't have been with you, and that police officer would have shot you and the brother that you was trying to pull out of that squad car. You understand? So we have to understand who to call on. That's why it's so important to understand who God is and what he is. Because the Christian church will not teach you the God of the Bible. So what you're praying to, all the years that you were in Christianity or in Islam, you know, you're not praying to the Most High. And that's why the Lord cannot be with you. Because you're not praying, you're not talking to him. You understand that relationship so-called that you have with Jesus? You don't have one with him. You understand? Let's keep reading.
Yea, though a man went to sea without art, nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of thy wisdom should be idle.
Nevertheless, what?
Nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of thy wisdom should be idle.
Go ahead.
And therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood.
Man, some men commit their lives to a small piece of wood. Is that far-fetched? No, that's Christianity. You understand? You will wear that rosary, that Catholicism. You'll wear that rosary around your neck. You'll wear that Jesus piece around your neck, thinking that there's some sort of safety in that, but there's not. And you will commit your lives to Christianity, and Christianity has done nothing for you. It's religion. It's nothing. You understand? But people commit their lives to these things, to idols. Keep going.
Okay. In passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved.
Right. And keep going. I want to show you something. Read verse 6.
Okay. Verse 6. For in the old time also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in a weak vessel, and left to all ages a seed of generation.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh.
Blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh. So now, let me ask y'all this, right? Did Noah have faith on that ark? Like, I mean, in the actual ark itself. Did he have faith in that ark? Yes, right? Why? Because the Most High told him to build it. I don't have faith in an airplane. You understand? I didn't build the airplane, and I don't have faith in it. I have faith that the Most High is not trying to kill me yet. You understand? That's the only reason why I'm cool about getting on these goddamn airplanes, because otherwise I would not. Understand that? But the Lord told Noah to build that wooden vessel, and that's why Noah had faith in that vessel, because it was of the Lord. You understand? Not because he thought that vessel had any power, not because that wood, that gopher wood was, some sort of special magical wood. No, not because of that, but because the Lord told him what to do and he did it. His obedience to the Lord is why he had faith in that thing. You understand? Let's keep going.
Okay. Verse 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed.
Right. That which is made with hands is cursed. Why is it saying that which is made with hands? Because Noah built the ark with his hands, didn't he? So, but it wasn't cursed. Why? Because it wasn't him building it with his hands. It was the Lord conducting Noah. You understand? And when the Lord tells you to build something and you build it, that thing is infallible. And that's why that ark, which nobody can, just a side note, nobody can disprove that ark. There are, for one, every society of people in times past has an ark story, because that ark really existed. You understand? I mean, a flood story, excuse me, because that flood really happened. And we also, of course, time and time again, we get, confirmation that ark existed as well. What I'm telling y'all is that the reason why that those pieces of wood put together by Noah and he built that big ass ark, excuse my language, it wasn't about the wood, and it wasn't even about Noah's craftsmanship. He might not even been good at building the goddamn boat. Might have been terrible at it. It could be a raggedy piece of garbage, but if the Lord was behind it, that thing is going to survive, and it did. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. As as well it as he that made it.
So read that from the top one more time so I can explain this.
Verse 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed. As well it as he that made it.
So not only is the thing that you make, meaning if you create an idol for yourself, not only is that thing cursed, but you're cursed too for making it, right? Keep going.
He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God.
Now, I want to tell y'all something, right? Is the idol only wood? I think I explained this already. No, an idol doesn't always have to be wood. You can make your wife an idol. Who is the prime example of that in the Bible? Adam did. Damn, that wasn't even where I was going, but that is an excellent example. He made his wife an idol. How? Because he decided to listen to his wife over obeying God's word, God's instruction. What I was going to go to, which is it's really not as good as the one Most High in Christ for that, right? But Ezekiel, what happened with Ezekiel's wife? You understand? The Most High killed Ezekiel's wife because Ezekiel loved that woman more than he loved the service of God. Like, think about it like this. And I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm just saying, think about it like this. Ezekiel loved that woman so much, he stopped going to camp because he wanted to lay with his wife on Saturdays. He wanted to just be with his wife. He stopped coming to class, holding down his mandatory class because, he liked being with his wife. Well, because he loved his wife more than the service of God, the Lord killed her with a stroke. You understand? So what this isn't just talking about wood, right? Because read that verse again. Verse 8.
Verse 8. But that which is made with hands is cursed.
That which is made with hands. Meaning the thing that you have made an idol is cursed. It's not just talking about me making a knife or making some, object. The thing that you have made an idol in your mind, the thing that, because I can design one of these. You understand? I can design, I'm a pretty decent carpenter. I can build some things. That's okay. That's not unlawful. But if I begin to worship it, you understand? So that's what makes an idol. So once again, that can be a person, anybody, right? Keep going.
As well it as he that made it.
Go ahead.
He, because he made it.
So I'm going to be destroyed because I made this thing an idol. And go ahead.
And it, because being corruptible, it was called God.
It was called what?
God,
right? You're worshiping this thing as God. It could be a person. Are you corruptible? Yes. All humans we're flesh. We're carnal. We are corruptible. You understand? What is incorruptible? The Most High. You understand? The Most High is incorruptible. So, but you have created in your mind an image of this person. They are God to you, even though they're corruptible. The Lord can put any one of us to death any time of the day, any day of the week. You understand? But you can worship somebody more than you worship the Most High God without you knowing it, which is why it's important, because the Lord will kill that person or that thing and take you with it. The Lord will do that to you. You could listen, video games could be a goddamn idol. If you love playing video games more than going to camp, you better cut them video games out. You better take that PS5 and donate it to me. You understand? Because I don't love video games. I played a game once. I get like in this, just side note, I get in video games like I'll play for like 2 weeks out of the year, and then I just put it down because I get bored with it. But I'll take your PS5. If you have a PS5, demon, give me your PS5. All right, because I'll take it. All right. My point is, anything can be an idol. If you would rather play 2K instead of going to camp, that PS5 and the 2K, that's your idol. You understand? Because you're putting that thing before the Most High. You can't allow yourself to do that. The minute you allow yourself to do that, you have to realize you got a demon on you. You got to put that thing up. The scriptures say what? If your right hand offends you, do what with it? Cut it off. You understand? If your demon is your wife and you want to have sex with your wife all Saturday and not go to camp, you're going to have to, listen, not divorce her. You're going to have to say, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to camp. Whether I like my wife, love her, hate her, whatever, I'm going to go to camp. You understand? That PS5, you're going to donate it to me. You're going to cut that right hand off because that thing is making you not come to camp. You understand? That's the point of this. Because if you allow that thing to separate you from the Most High and the Most High's service and the Most High's work, you're going to get put to death and that PS5 will mean nothing. You understand? Let's skip down, right? Come down to verse 15. So Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14 and verse 15.
Okay, the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child.
When he have done what?
Made an image of his child.
So now, just real quick, I'm gonna break this down piece by piece, right? So now this is how idols are created, all right? And I'll give y'all some examples. A father afflicted with untimely mourning, meaning this father, his child died. You're not supposed to see your child die. You understand? You're supposed to die before your children die. If you see your child die, that means it's an untimely death, meaning they died before they were, supposed to. They died at a young age, some tragic accident happened, some sort of disease. You understand? This father is afflicted with untimely mourning. He went through one of them situations. But then it goes on to say that he has made an image of his child soon taken away. So now he has created some sort of image, all right, of his child. No problem. I mean, listen, at this point in this verse, this is not a problem. You understand? You can have a picture of your son, you understand, and all of these things, and it's your son. You love him, he's dead, he's gone. It's a sad thing. Nothing wrong with this so far, but keep going.
Okay. Now honored him as a god.
But now he did what?
Honored him as a god.
So now this isn't just a picture of your child that you put up. You got a goddamn shrine of your child. You understand me? You have a shrine where it's just a multitude of pictures. You got candles all over the place. This happens all the time. You understand? It's a shrine. You have now created something. You are worshiping this child as though he's God. This is for y'all that say, oh, I feel grandmama's presence in here. You think your grandmother is watching over you. Your grandma's dead. Sorry to break it to you. You understand? If you feel like your grandma is just somewhere in heaven, just, oh, she's watching over me right now. Grandmama, I miss you. You have made that woman a god. You understand? If your child, it's this lady on TikTok, right? And I feel sorry for the sister, you understand? But it's this lady on TikTok, man, and her baby died at like 8 months old. I think it was from what do they call that when a baby died? SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. SIDS, yeah, sudden infant death syndrome, where they just die out of nowhere and there's no reason for it. It just happens. Terrible. I mean, it breaks my heart. But this sister is, her whole page is about how her son is dead. She is turning her son into a god because she's afflicted with untimely mourning. Her child was soon taken away, meaning it was taken away before. I mean, I understand it. Nobody wants to have an 8-month-old child die, man. That is a terrible thing. It's sad. Breaks my heart. But when now you dedicate your TikTok page to this child, you are turning that child into a god. Some people say, oh, that's just the way she copes. I don't give a damn how you cope. Cope the way the Lord told you to cope. The Lord told you to give yourself, set apart some time, set apart 7 days, you understand, and mourn. Just mourn for 7 days. After that, you got to get back to life because your husband is still alive. You didn't die with that child. Don't allow yourself to die with that child. You understand? But what this sister has done is she's trying to keep that child alive. And so with that, she's now made that child her God because her life is revolving around that child. You can't do that. You understand? You are now making that child God or your idol. The Lord is sore displeased with behavior like that. All right. So I want y'all to understand. I hope that painted a good mental image of what this scripture is talking about. And I'll show y'all something after we read the rest of this verse. I'm going to explain something else. All right. Just read it from the top if you could, verse 15.
Okay. Verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child, soon taken away. Mm-hmm. Now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, mm-hmm. and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices.
Those ceremonies and sacrifices could be your TikTok page that is all about that dead person. You understand? If my child dies and I create a TikTok page about my child and all of the, how I'm sad about it and this, that, and the third, and this is just going on for months and months and months, I'm now offering something. For one, I'm definitely offering my time. Spending all my time, instead of my wife that loves me and wants me and needs me, I'm spending all my time worrying about this dead person. You understand? I'm going to show y'all something. So now, who knows about the history of Christmas? I know you know, right?
So the history start with the much called Saint Nick, and they took from there. But are you mean
the original history?
I can never remember his name. He died. His mother said it.
Mother what? Mother/what?
Wife.
His mother/wife. I'm gonna tell y'all the story, right? This is, of course, this is history, biblical history. This is secular history. This is all over the place. This is 100% confirmed, right? So, and of course, I'm not talking about Christmas because Christmas time is over. It's not really about the Christmas, but it is about the idolatry behind Christmas, and specifically this verse. All right. So, Christmas started because there was a man named Nimrod. All right, he was a Cushite. He was an Ethiopian. All right, and this is thousands of years ago, and he was a great and mighty ruler. All right, reverenced not only by his mother/wife. Yes, he committed incest. He was married to his mother, but not only by her, but by nations. He was like the ruler of the earth for quite some time. Right, and he died. His mother planted a tree. All right. Just walk with me. His mother planted a tree once he died. Because he died before, he didn't die of old age. You understand? So his mother planted a tree. This was an untimely death. And she's mourning untimely. Her son was soon taken away. Right? She planted this tree and she told all of the nations that feared him, hey, this tree is Nimrod. This is Nimrod. Right? And all of the different nations, even the people within the Cushites in her own nation, came to this tree yearly and offered gifts under it because they're giving gifts to Nimrod. But it's really just a tree. We understand that. That's where your Christmas customs, part of your Christmas customs come from. But I'm bringing this out not to show you about Christmas, but to show you how your child can become an idol to you. That's the prime example. Like that's the most clear-cut example, because now we have thousands of years later, 3,000 years later, we have a celebration every year that is literally, it stems from a woman losing her child. You understand? That's how important it is to understand it. Once again, the idol to her was not that tree. The idol to her was Nimrod. It was a person. The idol to everybody else, it was a tree. That's why I'm trying to show y'all an idol doesn't have to be an object. It can be a person. You understand? It can be, things that you do, right? So now let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. Let's get 14 and 16.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 16. Thus, in the process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law.
Right. So in the process of time, now over time, that was Near East culture. When I say Near East, I'm not saying that's okay. I wouldn't say Near East culture, but that was an idol that was the type of idolatry that they were doing in the Middle East. You understand? Under the Cushites and things like that. And in process of time, it grew so far and big that now in America, we celebrate Christmas. And it says kept as what?
Kept as a law.
And now it's kept as a law, meaning you get a day off for Christmas. If you tell somebody that you don't celebrate Christmas, why? Why don't you celebrate Christmas? It's like it's a custom all throughout the entire earth. If you go to Asia, they celebrate Christmas. If you find some random island anywhere across, they probably know about Christmas. They probably celebrate it because it's the number one biggest. Look it up. It's the number one biggest holiday in the earth. Christmas is like the biggest thing. It's the biggest thing ever. But once again, it started with the Cushites and the nations that worshipped or the nations that served under the Cushites. You understand? But now it's worldwide because what? Through process of time, now it became law. Everybody does it. I'm saying as like people in America, we got no reason to worship Nimrod. However, they find a way to make us worship Nimrod. You understand? Go ahead.
The favorite thing is they tell you, oh, it's for the kids.
Right, it's for the kids. Right.
If you don't celebrate it, it's like, oh, what about your kids?
Right.
They can't get gifts.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's my point. They make it to where you have to celebrate it, and all of this stem from a woman losing her child. It's that simple. Or a woman losing her husband, however you want to look at it, I guess, because he was both to her. My point is that I want y'all to understand how deep these things go. Everything is spiritual, and everything means something. Don't ever say about anything that, oh, that's not a big deal. Everything is a big deal. Does that mean you got to take everything extreme? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the smallest little details of your life matter. They mean something. You can be messing up and not even know it. I mean, you did it most of your life. You thought Christmas was okay. You understand? You have to be extremely detailed in what you do, because you can wind up in idolatry, right? Once again, with that girl on TikTok, it was like people were saying, well, this is just her way to cope. No, she has a shrine for that baby. They keep the damn, crib, right? They keep the crib and they keep it the way they had it with the baby, and they just come over and they put the phone right here and they just cry over that crib. I feel y'all. You understand? I understand. You can't do that though. Take that damn crib apart and throw it away. Get rid of it. That's the same thing for like people that keep ashes of their family members. Don't cremate your family members. But if you do for whatever reason, it's not unlawful. If you do it, throw the goddamn ashes away. They're dust. It's nothing. You understand? But for you to create some sort of shrine, like, oh man, my grandmama or my baby or whatever, you're making that person into your God. That person that is not here anymore dictates your life now. I could go days on days about that, but go ahead.
Like, let's ask a question real quick. When it comes to ashes, would that be the same way as like you say, like, throw away the ashes? Would that be the same way? You say a family that says, "Hey, when I die, cremate me, but spread my ashes over this area." Is that like the same way of worshiping that person?
No, okay. Like, so if somebody, and I've had counsel on this, right? So if somebody dies, right, and you have their ashes, you can do like a ceremony to just get rid of it. Like, what I mean by that is, like, yeah, if you want to go to the lake or the river or whatever, some pond or ocean, whatever, and you want to spread their ashes, you could do that. I would rather you didn't mess my water up, though. I like to go to the beach. You understand? I don't want a bunch of dead people in my beach, but you can do that. Like, that's mourning though. That's not a continual, I got her ashes, right there, and I can just look and, oh, there's my baby. That's not that. But like, yeah, for instance, like if you died, right, you don't want to be cremated, right?
Right.
You want to be buried the honorable way.
Huh.
You can say how you want to be buried, right? Dress me in this and put this on me, and I want to wear this garment or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? You can say that, right?
Right.
It's the same thing. If somebody wants to get cremated, of course, that's not Israelite custom. We don't do that, but it's not unlawful. If somebody wanted to request, hey, when I die, just cremate me, put me in the goddamn Lake Minnetonka, then that's fine. As long as you're not holding on to those ashes, as long as after you throw them ashes and you don't scoop up that water and say, hey, I still got some of it, you're good. You understand?
Yes.
But the whole point is, like the Lord tells you to, when you mourn for 7 days, get over it. After that, it's back to work. The Lord is not unreasonable. 7 days is quite some time to mourn somebody, especially when you understand death. Like, death is not, the end all be all. That person died. He'll be back in a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Like, we understand reincarnation, or so-called reincarnation, really is regeneration. We understand that when somebody dies, they come back. So death is sad because, of course, you love that person and you'll never, ever see them again. It's sad. But it's also selfish. You understand? Because you have the rest of the people that surround you. They are alive. But you're giving all of your attention to a dead person. We can't do that. So if somebody wants us to, hey, cremate me and throw me in Lake Minnetonka, then fine. We'll do that. And then after 7 days, we'll get over it. But if you take them ashes and you just stick them on your goddamn fireplace and they're there forever because you love that person, now you're in idolatry. Because now you're looking, every time you look at that thing, you got a shrine to a dead person. And in that shrine, you have the dead person. You understand? And of course, it's a lot that goes into that, but that answers your questions, right?
Huh.
Yeah, that's go ahead.
Do you throw the urn too?
I mean, I would. I mean,
Throw
urn.
throw it all away.
Yeah, like I wouldn't. Okay, so you saying after you like spread the ashes or whatever? Yeah, I mean, I would. Okay, just to avoid any confusion, I would do whatever they asked or however you want to do it. Put them wherever, and then I would get rid of the urn too. Especially because those ashes are so they're so you're still keeping some of that inside of that urn. You're not getting rid of all of it. I wouldn't keep an urn anyway because an urn symbolizes death. You know what I mean? It's where you put a dead body inside of. So I would get rid of all of it. That's just my personal. That's what I would do. Right. All right. So now, give me verse. Okay. Give me Habakkuk. Yeah, Habakkuk shot. Give me Habakkuk because we're gonna shut this thing down shortly. Let me see. It's 11:10. Yeah, I got a lot of precepts to get through. So I was gonna read some more in Wisdom of Solomon, but I want to get through some more of these precepts. Excuse me. So let's read Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and we'll read. We'll start at verse 19.
19.
Okay.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 19. Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake.
So woe, meaning destruction, is the destruction unto him that saith to the wood, what?
Awake.
You're talking to this piece of wood like it's alive, like you wanted to wake up from a nap. It's wood, it's lumber. You understand? And that's once again why, like Catholics, when they take that rosary and they kiss it and they say Father, Son, Holy Ghost, like they do that thinking that that piece of wood is like spiritually alive, like it can do something for them. You understand? The Bible says woe unto that person, meaning destruction. Woe, W-O-E, it means destruction. Destruction unto somebody that thinks that they can talk to a piece of wood and wake it up. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. To the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach.
Right. And woe unto him that saith to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Now, when you go to that goddamn cobblestone and you put, I don't know if I'm gonna get checked for this or not. I don't know. But that guy, I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say. But that stone, is, do you see how they got the? I've pulled it up before on the screen. Y'all just look up the cobblestone, Kaaba stone. That stone is what the Muslims worship. All right, they worship that stone. They'll tell you that no, we don't worship the stone. The Quran says you're to worship the stone, and they go to when they make their Hajj, they circle that goddamn stone 7 times and then they kiss it. You understand? Cobblestone is gay. That's gay if you kiss that damn stone. And I can't imagine the amount of herpes that was transmitted from you kissing that goddamn stone. I just can't imagine the cases of herpes that goes on in Arabia and with you black Muslims that want to come, into Arab understandings. You got something?
I was going to add too, not to mention the amount of people that died circling that stone.
Right, died circling the God. The Lord is not with that stone. The Lord is not with that stone, and He's giving you herpes and all manner of diseases and death. I mean, you should just stop worshiping that stone. And I mean, that's like almost like this is a prophecy. It's almost like we're reading out of the Bible. It's almost like we're reading the Bible. Habakkuk is saying, he's saying, woe to them that worship a stone, that say to that dumb stone, he went crazy on Islam. The Lord went crazy on Islam. He said, woe unto them that say to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. That stone can't teach you nothing but death and herpes. You understand? Keep going.
Okay. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver.
It is laid over with what?
With gold and silver.
Now, if you know anything about that cobblestone, that little glory hole that you kiss, it's got a gold. It's like got a gold trim around it. You got to kiss it in that spot, which is weird to me. Kissing a stone is weird. All of it's weird. It's just weird. But there's one spot that you got to kiss it, and there's like it's like an oblong gold like trim around it. The Bible is talking about this thing. You understand? The Bible before that remember the Bible was completed hundreds of years before, and I'm talking about the New Testament as well. It was completed hundreds of years before Islam was, created. And Islam was created in about 707 AD. So Islam in the Quran is like medieval. It's like from that time period, which is recent. If you think about the Bible, like the time of Habakkuk is like 500 BC, over 1,000 years before Islam was created. But this is these are reasons why I believe in this Bible, because this Bible is a prophetic book. It's a history book, but it has these prophecies that just you can't dispute them. They come true. That's what a prophecy is supposed to do. If the goddamn Nostradamus, I don't care about him. I like the Bible, because the Bible, all of the prophecies in the Bible have come true. You understand? So, right, they deck it with gold and with silver, which is what you see with that cobblestone, which is literally, they just said to the dumb stone, right? Keep going.
And there is no breath at all in the midst of
They're
it.
worshiping this thing that there's no breath in. This thing is not alive. There's nothing that this stone can or is doing for these people. I mean, you Muslims, what is that stone doing for you? For you black Muslims, what is the bow tie doing for you, man? You understand? That thing is not doing nothing for you. Farrakhan has got you into Scientology. He got, there's nothing good that comes out of Islam. And then when you go into these Arab countries, the true Muslims, which you black people are not no goddamn Muslims. You're not Muslims. You're fake Muslims. The Arabs will tell you that that's their religion, and they're doing it the right way. You black Muslims are not doing it the right way. You're doing it the wrong way. They don't believe in Surah 134? What is it? Is it 134? Where it says that you could beat your wife? They say, no, well, we don't agree with that ayah. So you don't believe in the Quran. If you ever caught me saying that I don't believe, well, John 3:16, well, I don't believe in that verse. I believe in the verse. That brother that I was battling, he said, well, I don't believe in Isaiah 66. I would say, well, then you don't actually believe in the Bible. Black Muslims don't actually believe in the Quran because they don't believe everything that's contained in it. Arabs do. They will beat the shit out of their women because that's what the Quran says to do. Go ahead.
Remember, it says lightly.
Yeah, well, you got to beat them lightly,
Whatever that makes sense.
Because I can punch fairly hard, but maybe I just, just one of those where you don't put your back into it. You just do it, one of those. I'm not putting my back into it. So Allah is cool with that. You understand? My point is, you black Muslims are not doing it right. You better start beating your women if you want to follow Allah. Because them Arabs are beating beating the hell out of their ladies. But my other point, so Islam ain't doing nothing for black Arabs. Black Muslims. Islam ain't doing nothing for them. And it's also not doing nothing for the Arabs. That religion is doing nothing but cause all of these people to kill each other in the Middle East. Islam is not, that stone is not going to save you. And that's why the scriptures is talking about it. Understand? There's no breath in the midst of it. You calling on this thing that can't talk, can't walk, can't do anything, can't prophesy to you, can't give you prophecy. You understand? That's why the scriptures is telling you to stay away from those things. Verse 20.
Verse 20. But the Lord is in his holy temple.
Mm-hmm.
Let all the earth keep silence before him.
But the Lord is in his holy temple, and he is living and breathing. And you can call on him. And let everybody else shut the hell up. You understand? The Lord, he is the one that's in control of everything. You understand? Let's go back real quick. Let's go back to Isaiah the 40th chapter. We've been away from Isaiah 40 for a minute. I just wanted to show you all those things. The Bible talks a lot about idolatry, and it's extremely important. I can't stress this enough. It's extremely important to understand what idolatry is, because you could be in idolatry. So you have to find out whether you are or not. You understand? Let's go back, right? So Isaiah 40, let's read verse 21.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 21. Have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Hath it not been told you from the beginning? Have ye not understood from the foundations of the earth? Is it not he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers? that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in.
Right. This is like the Lord created everything, and we know according to the scriptures. Give me Psalms, the 102nd chapter. According to the scriptures, all right, the earth is the Lord's footstool. You understand? Meaning this earth is tiny to him. It's like me picking up, this dye. And I can do whatever I want with it. I can throw it in the trash if I want to. I'm gonna let it live. I'm gonna let it sit right there. You understand? That's the Lord. He could do anything he wants. He was going to kill us at once. I always bring this out because I think people seem to forget the Lord was going to get rid of Israel. Moses had to, persuade the Most High not to kill us because we are absolutely, a terrible people. We just are. We're stiff-necked, understand, like the Lord says. Point being, right, the Lord is in control of everything, and that's why even in Isaiah it said, have ye not heard? Like, did you not read the book of Genesis where the Lord created? He crafted all of these things in 7 days. You understand? Created the heavens and the earth. And you think to go against him? You think to worship this cup? You think to worship, this book? Like, no. The Lord created the very matter. Y'all know anything about science? I'm not a scientist, but matter is the existence of things. He created that. So that way you could have paper, that way you could have gold, elements. He created all of that. And you would rather create, that's why the scriptures say what? Paul said what? Why are you worshiping the creation more than the creator? You're worshiping the thing that the Lord created for you to do good with, and you're doing evil with it. The Lord created that thing. You understand? So let's read some. I want to show y'all something. Give me Psalms 102 and verse 25.
122?
No, 102. Yeah. No, that's all good. I might have misspoke.
Verse 25?
Yeah.
Now comes the book of Psalms, chapter 102, verse 25. Of old hast thou laid the foundations of the earth, and the heavens are the work of thy hands.
So why does David know this? Because he's not an idiot and he read Genesis, the first chapter. You understand? It's extremely easy to understand that what the Lord did. Now, if you don't have faith the Lord did it, you can go and you can worship idols and you can see, what those things do for you. You understand? But this man worshiped the Lord and he understands the Most High. He said of old, meaning this is of course we call the Most High the Ancient of Days. Meaning he was here before anything else. You understand? And it says of old hast thou laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the work of thy hands. So the Most High created the earth and the heavens. We know that per Genesis 1, right? Keep going.
Verse 26. They shall perish.
So the earth and the heavens can perish. Go ahead.
But thou shalt endure.
But the Most High will endure even if the heavens and earth are gone. You understand? The Lord will endure no matter what. Keep going.
Yea, all of them shall wax old like a garment.
And that's what happens. Understand? The heavens and the earth, they can wax old like a garment. This place can shrivel away. But the Lord will still be here. Keep going.
As a vesture shalt thou change them, and they shall be changed. But they are the same, and thy years shall have no end.
Read that from the top.
Verse 27. But thou art the same.
But the Most High is the same. He doesn't get old. Like they say this planet is millions of years old. We hold to the belief that the planet may be around 12,000 years old. The Lord didn't get old. He's not like an old gray man. He's just the Lord. He's the same as he was when he created the earth. He's that same way now. You understand? So the Lord doesn't get old. He doesn't wither away. The Lord is self-existent. He exists no matter what is around him. You understand? He doesn't need breath to breathe. He doesn't need us. You understand? Like we need him. We are his creation. Some people say that we live in a simulation. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
They say we live in a simulation where there's like these people that have us in like some sort of computer program. I mean, they're like the Sims. We live in the Most High's existence. If you want to call that a simulation, I guess you could if you wanted to, but it's just the Most High. He has created the playing field for us, and we just live in it. You know how you ever told somebody, "Hey man, it's your world. I'm just living in it." It's the Most High's world. We just living in it. You understand? We're just living in His world. He created this for us. The sky could have been purple, and we could have all been, orange. like Donald Trump. You understand? I don't know. Grass could be pink. The Lord created these things the way that they are. We're just living in the world that he created. You understand? And he is self-existent. There's nothing that can make the Most High die because he makes everything. And that's really hard for us to understand. Even with the lens of Christianity, it's hard to understand. And you'll probably never be able to understand it. But that's just what it is. You understand? Keep going.
Now, and thy years shall have no end.
The Lord is never going to die. Keep going.
Verse 28. The children of thy servants shall continue, and their seed shall be established before thee.
Now give me back to Isaiah 40. We're going to come back to Psalms in just a second. All right. Give me back to Isaiah 40. I want you to read this next verse, verse 23, and then we'll come back to Psalms in a different chapter.
Okay. Book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 23. That bringeth the princes to nothing.
This Most High power that we serve can bring the princes to nothing. We saw it happen with Nimrod. You understand? We see it happen all the time throughout history. The Most High can bring great and excellent princes and kings down to nothing. Keep going.
He maketh the judges of the earth as vanity.
Now, give me back to Psalms, but let's do Psalms, the 82nd chapter this time. I want to show y'all something. See, people they come to Psalms 82 for a specific reason. They come to Psalms 82 to say that we're gods. They don't never read the next verse. They don't never go. People outside of the truth I'm talking about. They don't never go, especially your 5%ers and your Muslims. They go to this verse all the damn time. But I want to read y'all something, right? Give me Psalms 82 and 6.
The book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods.
We are what?
Ye are gods.
Ain't this the ye are the Israelites? This is talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are gods. What is that word, God? And not no big G, little g. We don't do that. We're not idiots in here. We're not God's little g, or God is the Most High God is God, big G. We don't do that. We don't think like that. You understand? God, the word God means the same thing. Period. And the word God in Hebrew is Elohim. All right. Elohim just means power or authority. And we are the authorities in the earth. The Most High is just the most high authority. So he's the most high God. That's why we say most high God. He's the most high power, the most high Elohim. You understand? But we are gods as well because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the power, the authority on earth. That's us. All right. It says, all of you are children of the Most High. Give me verse 7.
Okay. Verse 7. But ye shall die like men.
We shall do what?
Die like men.
So we are gods. But the Most High said that we shall do what?
Die like men.
Keep going.
And fall like the one of the princes.
Fall like one of the princes. Like the Lord. Yeah, we're the powers and the authority on the earth. That don't make us the Most High God. That don't make us, on the same level as the Most High. The scriptures just said in the book of Isaiah, the 40th chapter, it said the Most High brings the princes to nothing. What's our name mean? Yashala means prince of the power. The Lord can bring us down. I mean, he's done it already. You understand? So we're not on the Most High's level. You understand? Now, why am I talking about this in a class about idolatry? Because most people worship people more than the Most High. Most people love their mothers so much they would celebrate Mother's Day instead of serving God. Most people love their family so much that they would celebrate Christmas for the kids because those kids are your idol. And I would be extremely cautious because the Lord killed Ezekiel's wife because he loved her too much. And if you love your kids more than you love the Most High, he might take your kids away from you. It's possible. You understand? So we have to look at these things and understand. That's why this class, this is really an empathetic class. That's what I mean by that. I'm teaching this class because I care about my people. And I want you to get out of this idolatry because I want you not to lose your mother because you want to celebrate Mother's Day. I want you to just not celebrate Mother's Day. Give your mother a gift on February 39th.
Right.
Just give her, whenever you feel like it. But on Mother's Day, don't even, me personally, now this is just counsel. This is what I would do. I wouldn't even accept a call from my mother on Mother's Day. That's me. You know why? Because when people try to make you follow America's customs of idolatry. They do that. On my birthday, you know how many years I have not celebrated my birthday, and I still get calls on my birthday talking about some happy birthday? You know I don't celebrate it, but you want me to just follow that custom. You know how many times I've gotten calls on Thanksgiving? You want some food? No, I don't want to eat goddamn food. You eat it all. Get stuff till you can't, until it's right here in your throat. Eat all of that food. I don't want it. That food represents the hatred of my Northern American Indians. You understand? It celebrates the hatred of my family. You understand? So I don't want it. But the world will try to suck you into being in the customs of America and in that idolatry, and you just have to fight it continually. That's it. You understand? You got to fight that idolatry. You gonna say something? Right? So that's the reason why I read that, because we are nothing. So your mother, when she tries to bring you into that idolatry, tell her no, or don't even talk to her at all. You understand? When I say at all, I'm saying at least on that day, right? Same thing with, your husband. If your husband wants to bring you into this ideology or this, I want to be a 5%. Okay, you could be a 5%, baby. I'm going to be what I am. I know I'm an Israelite. I'm going to stay in these classes. Understand? I'm going to stay serving my God. I'm not going to be a 5% with you, baby. I'm sorry. You understand? Same thing with you brothers. Don't let your woman dictate your religion. So many brothers allow their women to dictate their religion, and you're going to celebrate Christmas because that's what her family likes to do. I'm telling all of these brothers, do not ever let a woman bring a Christmas tree into your home, ever. I don't care if she got a gun to your head. Do not let her bring no goddamn Christmas tree into your house. Don't let her dictate your house with idolatry. You understand? Period, but especially with idolatry. You understand? And that's why I read this scripture. I read this because people, the Lord can just kill us. We're nothing. We're just flesh. We're nothing to be worshipped. The scriptures say that all of our righteousness is as filthy rags. You understand? So we're just flesh, man. Now, take me back to, matter of fact, let's go to Isaiah. Damn. Because I want to read something. Give me Isaiah 40 again. I'm going to go back to Isaiah 40. And let's read verse 25.
25?
Yeah.
Okay. Book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 25. To whom then will ye liken me? Or shall I be equal? Saith the Holy One.
All right, this is the Most High speaking. To whom then are you going to liken me? Who can you liken God to? Or who can you make him equal to? This is the Most High saying, who's even close to being on my level? Or who is on my level? Tell me. There's nobody that's close to being on the Most High's level. The Most High created everything that exists. You understand? We're going to close out. I just want to read. Let me see something. Okay, let's read. I'm picking and choosing at this point. I got a lot of precepts on this. Give me Isaiah 48. Yeah, give me Isaiah 48. And we're going to read verse 10.
Okay, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver.
Mm-hmm.
I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction.
So now the Most High has chosen us. He has chosen us to refine. Remember the scriptures say many are called, but few are chosen? Christ said that, right? All of us have been called home. Every Black, Hispanic, and Native American has been called home, but only the chosen are the ones that are in here. We're the ones that have been chosen. But now I want to show y'all something. Read verse 11.
Okay, verse 11. For mine own sake.
For what?
For mine own sake.
The Lord is not doing this, for just us, just so we can be happy. I mean, the Lord can do anything he wants. He could just do this right now. He can snap his finger, bring us out of captivity, this, that, and the third. But he did what? He refined us and chosen us in the furnace of affliction. He afflicted us. Why? For his own sake. Keep going.
Even for my own sake will I do it.
Keep going. This is the important part.
For how should my name be polluted?
Ooh, the Lord is selfish. Would you say that? You say he's selfish? He said, for mine own name. Now, of course, I'm saying that jokingly. The Most High is not selfish. If he was selfish, he would have killed us off already. You understand? So I'm saying that jokingly, right? The Lord is not selfish, but he is saying, for mine own name's sake will I do it. Keep going.
Okay. And I will not give my glory unto another.
And I will not give my glory unto another. We can't. That's why the scriptures say in the book of Deuteronomy 28th chapter, nobody is going to be able to deliver us out of this captivity. Deuteronomy 28 and 68 said we will come into this captivity by ships, but nobody's going to be able to save us out of this captivity. Why? Because then, let's say if Haile Selassie could, get us out of this captivity, the leader of the Rastafari, if he could get us out of this goddamn captivity, we would look at him like God. But the Lord is saying, I'm not going to give my glory to another. There's going to be something that's so clear cut that you're going to know that it's the God of Israel that brought you out. The same way he did that in Egypt. In Egypt, he brought the children of Israel out of captivity, and it was very, very clear that it was the Lord that had done it, because nobody else could take that ownership of us being free. You understand? It couldn't be because the Pharaoh, and that's part of the reason why the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart. The Pharaoh might have just let us go, but nah, Pharaoh didn't deliver. We can't. The Lord is not going to allow Pharaoh to deliver us. It has to be clear cut that the Lord is going to deliver us because he deserves the glory. You understand? That's why I said this ain't selfish. He deserves the glory because he could. You know how many different types of species he could have created instead of us. We could just be non-existent. He could have chose Moab as his favorite people. I mean, I don't know why he would do that. That's why he didn't, of course. He could have done a lot of things that would put us at a disadvantage, but he has now put us at an advantage. You understand? And chosen us. We don't even deserve that. You understand? So that's why the Lord, and of course, we see that the Lord is a jealous God. He's not going to give his glory to another. You understand? Now, why is that important in this lesson today? We're talking about idolatry. He said, I will not give my glory to another. You worshiping an idol is you trying to take the glory from God and give it to that thing or that person. And the Lord doesn't want that. The Lord does not want you to take God's glory and put that glory on a thing, on an object, or on a person. You understand? Or on an activity. Most of the time, like these weed heads, the reason why they understand everything we saying, but disagree with the weed part, that we say you can't smoke weed, the reason why is because they are taking God's glory and putting it on that sativa, on that indica, on that hybrid. You understand? They're putting that glory that's supposed to be given to God. No, weed helps me. Weed is my. I'd go. How many people? Now this is the telltale sign of a goddamn drug addict. How many people talk? Well, if I didn't smoke weed, I would just go crazy. Weed helps keep me sane. You goddamn drug addict. You better. You know how many people that are on heroin say the goddamn same thing? How many crackheads? If I don't get my crack fix, I just go crazy. I get the. You're the same as them. You understand? I'm talking about. If I don't smoke a blunt in the morning, if I don't smoke, I can't eat. Have somebody heard that? I've heard that many times. I can't eat if I don't smoke. I can't function. I'll be done cussed everybody out in this place if I don't smoke my blunt. Are you kidding me, dude? You can't handle life without this thing. You have now taken the glory from God and you've given it to that plant. Go ahead. It's disgusting. Go ahead.
That people would. I had two words that. It's a lot. One people. Coffee. If I don't get my coffee early in the morning.
Oh yeah, you better quit that coffee. That coffee can be coming out to you too. That coffee, that thing is. That thing, it is a drug. When I say a drug, I mean it's caffeine is a drug. Now, can you drink coffee? Absolutely. But if you get to that point, you better stop that coffee. Once again, your right hand start to offend you, cut that thing off. Stop drinking coffee if you like that. Go ahead.
Same thing with cigarettes. If I need a cigarette after a long day to calm me down,
right.
to relax. So I can't relax if I don't smoke my cigarette.
And I'm all too well familiar with that thing because I grew up. I started smoking cigarettes when I was 12. I was an idiot. Ruined my lungs. Absolutely. I smoked weed. I mean, weed too. At the same time, it was the same thing. From the time I was 12 all the way up until right before I came into the truth, it was quite some time. And I remember that the reason why I can talk about how disgusting this is because I'm not a hypocrite, because I stopped doing those things. And I realized that I was a drug addict smoking that weed. You understand? I was a drug addict smoking them cigarettes. Those things, you're taking the glory from the Most High. Now you're placing your faith in that cigarette. You can't rely on the Most High to get you right. You got to let this cigarette get you right. You understand? you're a drug addict and you're disgusting, just like I was before I came into the knowledge of truth. You understand? And that's the point. You cannot take the glory. It's an evil thing to take the glory away from the God that created the heavens and the earth and created the lungs that are in your body, created the breath that go in your lungs, created the blood that circulates through your body and that your heart pumps. It's an evil thing to take away that glory from the Most High and give it to something else. And I pray that after this class, I think it's important, really important, to have a 100% understanding of what idolatry is. You should ask yourself every time you do anything, does this matter more than the Most High? Like, you should ask yourself that. You should don't the scriptures say that you should pray without ceasing? Don't the scriptures say that your mind should be on the precepts of God at all times? Like, if you live your life like that, you'll be free of idolatry. But America has generalized idolatry and made it normal. And we can't allow America's, lack of service to God be what is imprinted on us as people that do serve God. We can't allow that. Society will take you from serving God to serving that society, or really serving yourself. You understand? So it's really important, man. I pray that everybody understands now. If you don't, of course, we are on all social media, ISUPK Arizona. You can always message us with any of your questions. You can comment on this video, whatever it is. But I pray for all of my people that you got a good understanding, and that if you didn't, that you reach out to us, because just like Paul said, I wish that myself were accursed from Christ. You understand? For my people's sake, for the Israelites. You understand? I want to make sure that all my brothers and sisters get woken up. That's why we do this work in the first place. All right. Any questions? Anything to add? All right. We're going to go ahead and close out. Imagine. Stand. We're done. We're going to turn and face the east. We're going to close out with the prayers. All right, beginning with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lakam, Kayawam, Wasalakanawa, Kawabnawa, Nasalagnawa, Kawabinawa, Wala'a, Tamayanawa, Nasaiwan, Abal, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Rakaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Ma'ala, Wathapara, Lawalemium, Aman. In the English, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. We're going to read the Hakak, or the power, in the Hebrew. Yahweh. In the name of Slack, Yahweh. Bashem Yahushai. Baba Kushai. Nathanawa Hakak. Hakak Larpa'ah. Kal Maka'ala. Wakal Madawa. Hakak Latahar. Hamata Zarayim. Hakak. Lakwayam. Hamathium. Hakak. Arakawa. Hatama'ala. Lagar Shun. Bashem Yahushai. Wadaman. The Hakak, or the power, in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. I'm going to read Psalms 121st chapter in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahaharyam, Mayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'im, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Arataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shalmar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ayad, Yanyanka,
Yaka,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'a,
La'a,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Walayala,
Walayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Wakal Rai,
Wakal Rai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Atnapashka,
Atnapash,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'athka,
Taza'athka,
Waba,
Waba,
Wa'aka,
Waka,
Ma'ai,
Ma'ai,
Ma'aitha,
Ma'aitha,
Wa'ai,
Wa'ai,
Amalam.
Awulam.
Psalms 121st chapter in the English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasharallah
he that keepeth Yasharallah
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in,
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
All right, we're going to read the 83rd chapter of Psalms, beginning with the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Adama Yalaka,
Adam Yalakah,
Al Thakarash,
Al Takarash,
Wa Al Thashakwat,
Al Tashakwat,
Al
Al
Kayahana,
Kayhana,
Awa
Al
Yabyaka,
Yabyaka,
Yahamaya 1,
Yamaya 1,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al Aimaka,
Al Aimaka,
Ya'arayamwa,
Al Yamwa,
Sawadah,
Sawadah,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Ya'aitazawa,
Yaitazaw,
Al Tazapawanyaka,
Al Tazapamunya,
Amarwa,
Amaru,
Lakawa,
Nakawa,
Wanakakidam,
Manakakidam,
Magalia,
Magali,
Wala'a,
Wala'ah,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Shem Yashrala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa'aitazawa,
Aitazaw,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Alyaka,
Alyaka,
Barya,
Varya,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Ahawya,
Ahali,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wayashma Aliyah,
Washma Ali,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'awa,
Wa'agarya,
Wa'agari,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Waimawan,
Waimawan,
Waimalak,
Waimalak,
Palashad,
Palashah,
I'm Yeshabya,
Ayeshebi,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gamashawar,
Gamashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawat,
Zarawat,
Zarawat,
Nabanyalawat,
Bain Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aishalaham,
Ashalaham,
Kamadyan,
Kamagi,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabyan,
Kayabi,
Wanakal,
Wanakar,
Kwayashwan,
Kayashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Yashmadu,
Ba'ayan,
Bayan,
Da'ra,
Darat,
Hayawa,
Hayawat,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
La'adama,
Shayathamwa,
Shaitamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yamawa, Yamawa,
Yamawa,
Ka'ira,
Kaira,
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza,
Wakaza Bak,
Wakaza,
Wakatazal,
Wakatazal,
Mana'ai,
Mana'ai,
Call,
Call,
Nasaya Kamwa,
Nasai Kamu,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amaru,
Nayarasha,
Nairasha,
Lanawa,
Nau,
Ath,
Ah,
Na'awath,
Nawa,
Alahayim,
Alahai,
Alahaya,
Alahai,
Shayathamwa,
Shaitam,
Kagargala,
Kagarga,
Kakwash,
Kakosh,
Lapanya,
Labanya,
Raka,
Raka,
Ka'ash,
Sha'ash,
Daba'ira,
Tabaira,
Ya'ira,
Ya'ayu,
Wakalahaba,
Kalaba,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Paryam,
Paryam,
Khan,
Khan,
Tharadapma,
Taradapma,
Masa'iraka,
Basairaka,
Wabasa,
Wabasai,
Wapathka,
Wapathka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Kalawan,
Webakwashwa,
Wabakashwa,
Shamka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawah,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Webahawa,
Wayabaharwa,
Aya'ai,
Ayai,
Wekaparwa,
Wakaparwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayada'aiwa,
Wayaiwa,
Kayatha,
Kayata,
Shamka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawah,
Labatka,
Baka,
Ayawan,
Ayawan,
Akal,
Akal,
Ka'aratza.
Karatza.
So, Lucky, 1 second. Forgive me. All right. We're going to read that now in the English. Psalms 83. Keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
And be not still, O God.
For lo,
For
thine enemies make a tumult.
thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the
And
head.
they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They take crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come
Come,
and let them cut, let us cut them off from being, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Yasha'Allah
But the name of Yasharallah
may be no more
may
remembrance.
be no one remembers.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against thee.
the tabernacles of
The
Edom,
tabernacles of Edom.
and the
And
Ishmaelites,
the Ishmaelites.
of Moab,
Of Moab.
and the Hagarenes,
Hagareen.
Gabal,
Gabal.
and Ammon,
And
and Amalek,
Amalek.
the Philistines,
Philistines.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
So also joint with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They are hoping the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of
The
Kasan.
brook of Kasan.
Which perished that endured.
Spirit that endured.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red.
But then there was like a red.
And like Ze'el.
And like Ze'el.
Yea.
Yea.
All their princes as Zabah.
All their princes as Zabah.
And as Zalmunna.
And as Zalmunna.
Who said, let us take to
Let
ourselves
us take to
the
ourselves
houses of Yahweh
the houses of Yahweh
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stone before the wind.
As the fire burneth the wood.
As the fire burneth the wood.
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
And the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest.
Persecute them with thy tempest.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may see thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them put to shame and perish.
And men may know that thou,
That they may know that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
like the most high of all the earth.
We're going to read the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Ma'aka Allah?
Why Ma'aka Allah?
Why Alahayim?
Why Lahayim?
Matazab Ya'ah.
Rizab Ya'ah.
Allah Wap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Allah Wapya.
Alawap
Hasaranyim.
Hasaranyim.
Hakwatazayanyim.
Kwatazayayim.
Hakaya Yoyim.
Hakal Yayim.
Wa Akwathyim.
Wahwathim.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Hashem Yahweh Shai.
What I'm on.
Duwadaman.
All right, in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahana.
Commanding General Yahana.
The generals.
The generals.
The
The
captains.
captain.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you. So be it.
Thank you. So be it.
All right. Sorry while you're shopping. You can be seated. Any brother would like to get anointed with oil, you can step up. All right. When you read these prayers, you know the drill. Say your name, we'll repeat it 3 times. Yabaraka Yahweh, Waya Shamarka, Yar Yahweh Pan Yahweh, Al Yaka, Waya Kanka, Yasha Yahweh Pan Yahweh, Al Yaka, Waya Shamlaka, Shalom, Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Hagan,
Razan.
Razan,
Razan.
Razan,
Razan.
Razan, Bashem Yahweh Shai, the Wadaman. Clap it up. All right, clap it up for the brother. What we said in the English was, Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, and shield, and protect. Priest, officer, Razan. All right, that comes out of Numbers, the 6th chapter. Sis, would you like to be anointed? All right, same thing, sis. Of course, you know the drill. You say these prayers, you repeat your name 3 times. All right. Yabaraka Yahweh, Waya Shamarka, Yar Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Al Yaka, Waya Kanka, Slaki. Yasha Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Al Yaka, Waya Shamlaka, Shalom, Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Barak, Pa, Magan, Hagan,
Rayana.
Rayana,
Rayana.
Rayana,
Rayana.
Rayana, Bashem Yahweh Shai, the Wadama. Clap it up for the sister. All right. Once again, what we said in the English is Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, and protect the sister right now. All right. We're going to go ahead and salute out this Sabbath service. Just the brothers on Majim. Give each other a courtesy salute. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Sorry to the sister. Sister Amajim. You can stand. You can get a sister a courtesy salute as well. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Shamar Thumb, Hashem Yahweh Shai. Osai Christ, Yajim Matah, we are dismissed.